Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to be here today to talk about a topic that resonates with many of us, marriage. Our presentation is titled 10 Marriage Realities No One Prepares You For. We'll explore some of the truths about marriage that often catch people off guard after the vows are exchanged. Over the next few minutes, I'll share insights into what makes long-term relationships both challenging and transformative. So let's dive in and uncover these realities together. So let's talk about how love changes over time and why that's actually a good thing. When we first fall in love, it's often all about the excitement, the butterflies, the euphoria. But as time goes on, that intense passion naturally evolves into something more grounded, something like trust, loyalty, and interdependence. These are the qualities that build a strong, lasting partnership. Now here, where things get tricky, many people panic when they notice this shift. They might see the loss of that initial rush and think their love is fading or failing. But in reality, this change isn't a sign of decline. It's a sign that your love is deepening, becoming more mature and resilient. The key takeaway here is that transformation in love is normal, and it's actually a positive indicator of commitment growing stronger. Recognizing this helps us embrace the natural evolution of relationships, rather than fear it. So here's an interesting idea. When we talk about marriage, it's not just about marrying one person at one point in time. It's about committing to all the versions of that person that will come and go throughout your life together. Think about it. Marriage isn't only about who they are today, but also about who they will become in the future. You'll meet different versions of each other. The stressed version when life gets overwhelming, the grieving version during tough times, the ambitious version when dreams are alive and kicking, and even the lost version when they're feeling unsure or confused. What this really means is that the true vow isn't just a promise to stay the same. It's a promise to choose each other through all these transformations, to love and support each other, no matter how much you change or evolve over time. That's the heart of a lasting marriage, committing not just to who they are now, but to who they will become. When we talk about compatibility, I want to emphasize that it's not something you just achieve once and then forget about. It's a daily practice, a continuous effort to stay aligned with each other. You don't have to make big grand gestures all the time. Instead, it's about small, consistent micro-habits that build up over time. For example, how you speak to each other really matters because communication patterns form the foundation of your relationship. It's how you talk, listen, and respond that shapes your connection. And when conflicts arise, which they inevitably will, what's important is how you repair those moments. The ability to reconnect after a disagreement is actually more telling than trying to avoid conflict altogether. It shows resilience and a willingness to grow together. Showing appreciation also plays a big role. Small gestures of recognition, like a kind word or a thoughtful action, help maintain that emotional bond. These little acts keep the connection alive and thriving. Ultimately, I want to highlight that marriage isn't just about luck or circumstances. It's a skill, something you develop and nurture every day. Staying compatible isn't a one-time effort. It's an ongoing process that demands attention and intention. Marriage can often trigger old wounds that we thought we had moved past. You see, childhood trauma doesn't just disappear. Instead, it tends to become more visible when we're in close relationships. Why is that? Well, because intimacy exposes the rawest parts of us, those deep-seated fears and insecurities. For example, many of us carry a fear of abandonment, rejection, or even failure. When we're with our partner, these fears can surface more strongly because the relationship acts as a mirror. Your partner becomes a reflection of those parts of your ego that you might prefer to avoid. It's important to understand this dynamic. Your partner isn't the cause of these wounds. Rather, their presence shines a light on them. And that's actually a valuable opportunity, an opening for healing those wounds from the past. Recognizing this can help us approach our relationships with more compassion, both for ourselves and for our partners. Let's talk about something that might surprise you. Silence can actually be more dangerous than fighting. Many couples fear arguments, thinking that conflict is the worst thing that can happen. But the truth is, neglect and silence can be far more damaging over time. When communication stops, resentment begins to build quietly beneath the surface. It's like an invisible weed that takes root and grows without us noticing. At the same time, love starts to drain away subtly, almost imperceptibly. What was once passionate and lively begins to feel more like roommates sharing space than lovers sharing a life. Here, the key point, conflict, as uncomfortable as it is, still indicates that there's passion, that there's still something worth fighting for. Silence, on the other hand, signals that one or both of you are giving up. It's a dangerous sign that the connection is weakening, and if left unchecked, it can lead to emotional distance that's much harder to bridge. So, in our overall theme of nurturing relationships, remember, open communication, even when it's difficult, is far more vital than avoiding conflict altogether. All right, let's talk about the idea that marriage isn't always a perfect 50-50 split. Instead, it's really about giving 100% of ourselves. Some days, one partner might be giving 80%, while the other is giving just 20%. And then, the next day, it might flip. What's important to understand is that the balance isn't about hitting that perfect mark in every single moment. It's about the overall commitment to the long game, staying in it for the long haul. There's a common myth that couples should always maintain a perfect 50-50 balance at all times, but the reality is much more flexible. Effort fluctuates based on life circumstances, things like work stress, health issues, or other challenges. What truly matters is that both partners are committed to giving their full 100% over time. It's about consistency and dedication, not perfection in every moment. That's how a strong, resilient partnership is built. 7. Attraction must be protected intentionally. Comfort is a wonderful thing, but it can also lead us to become complacent. When we get too comfortable and stop putting in effort, whether it's flirting, showing appreciation, or presenting our best selves, the desire we once felt can start to fade. And that's the key point. Attraction isn't automatic. It's something that needs to be renewed through conscious effort. Remember, the spark that brought you together didn't happen by chance. It required attention and care. Just like any living thing, your relationship needs intentional tending to stay vibrant and strong. So, don't let comfort lull you into neglecting the little things that keep the connection alive and thriving. You will question everything at some point in your relationship, and that's completely normal. Love doesn't mean you stop doubting or questioning. In fact, doubt often persists alongside love. There will be days when you wonder if you made the right choice, or if the challenges you're facing are worth it. You might ask yourself why things feel so hard or whether you've changed too much over time. It's important to realize that experiencing doubt isn't a sign of failure. Instead, it's a sign of maturity. Commitment means choosing each other, even on days when love doesn't feel as intense or when doubts creep in. It's about understanding that doubt isn't the opposite of love. It's actually a natural companion to growth. When we embrace doubt as part of the journey, we see it as an opportunity to deepen our connection and to grow stronger together. So remember, questioning is not a sign to give up. It's part of the process of building a resilient, lasting love. Marriage requires grieving who you used to be. It's important to recognize that marriage demands sacrifices. You might have to give up some of your freedom of spontaneity, those moments where you just act on impulse without much thought. You may also need to let go of certain dreams or aspects of your identity that don't quite fit within your new life together. And of course, the time that once belonged solely to you now needs to be shared or reallocated. Every phase of marriage involves letting go of an earlier version of yourself and embracing a new one. But it's crucial to understand that this isn't a loss in the traditional sense. It's a transformation, a conscious evolution that allows you to grow and adapt. Recognizing this helps us see that change is not something to fear, but an essential part of building a shared life. This process, though sometimes challenging, ultimately leads to a deeper, more meaningful connection.